This tutorial is for the super design. So it's going to have stripes. So this is layer 1, crossweave 1, crossweave 2, pom pom layer. So first you need to add a seam. So I'm going to use 4 colours from this and 4 colours from this. Your seam can be any colours that you're using. Just take 8 of them to make your seam. To make your seam, you're going to tie onto your second nail. Any knot will do. Take it around 3 nails. Straight up to the top 3 in the corner. Around those. Across to this corner. Around those 3. Back down to the bottom. Around these 3. Back to where you started. So take it round for your seam 3 or 4 times. When you've finished your seam, tie it off onto this bottom corner nail. Any knot will do. It's not holding the universe together. It's not going to fall apart if the knot comes undone. So I've put my colours back into the respective layers. Now we're ready to do stripe 1 or crossweave 1. Tie onto your top corner nail. Bring it down across 3 nails. Take it up, miss a nail, across 3 nails. Bring it down, miss a nail, take it across 3. Back to the top, miss 1, across 3, down, miss 1, over 3. Continue until you reach this corner. When you've reached the corner, there'll be 4 nails. Don't worry about that. Just take it over all 4, around the corner, come back on yourself and start to follow the pattern you have already made, but you are filling in your gaps each time. So we're going to go back to the top and then we're going to come back down again and back to the top again. So 4 times. So that's 4 times round. I've tied it off onto this top corner nail. That's what's left. Put that to one side because you're going to need it to make your stripe that goes this way. So now you take your second colour, tie onto the top corner nail, and we are filling in the gaps. So you do your little triangle here, and then we're going to go over 3 nails, in between the white, down, over 3, in between the white, over 3, in between the white. So we're still doing 3, miss a nail, 3, miss a nail. You need a purple line in between each white stripe. And again, we're going to take this down and back 4 times. Now, if you're not doing stripes and you're just sticking with one colour for your crossweave, you fill in every nail with that colour. Every nail going this way, every nail going that way. And you will still need a seam. When you reach the corner again, it's around all 3 and back and follow the pattern you've already made. As long as there's a purple in between every cream, you're doing the right thing. 4 times up and down, both colours should look like this. So, like I said, if you don't want stripes, you just use one colour and you fill in every gap. So it will still look like this, but obviously it will all be one colour. So the rest of the purple, we tie onto this corner nail now. Over 3, we're doing the pattern of 3 again. Miss 1, over 3. Up, miss 1, over 3, down, miss 1, over 3, 4 times again. Second layer of purple added should look like this. So now we're tying on the cream to this nail. We're doing the little Z kind of, just to get it in between these. And then we're going 3, up, missing 1, 3, down, miss 1, 3. We are filling in the gaps again. Continue 4 times. So it's been added all of my first layers, my stripes, my crossweave layer, and now it's time to add your pom pom layer. Pom pom layer, 28 balls of wool. So that's 18. You need 9 for each layer, 9 for each side. So 28. Tie onto the corner nail. Remember the pattern of 3. We are using that pattern again. So 3 nails up, miss a nail, across 3, down, miss a nail, across 3. So you don't want lots of tension in your blanket. It doesn't need to be tight. You just need definitive lines so that you know where you're going to tie. The knots, any knot will do. It's not holding the world together. Once this is weaved on, if these knots in the corner come undone, it's not going anywhere anyway. So continue this pattern again with your pom pom layer 4 times. 4 times. That's what's left. So this time we're not filling in the gaps. We're going straight over to this side and we are doing the pattern of 3. So over 3, miss 1 at the top, miss 1 over 3, down, miss 1 over 3, and we're going to continue until this is all gone. So that's all our layers added. So you might be wondering why this looks like a lot of wool. It is a lot of wool. So your pom pom's going to be there, there, there. So you're making a pom pom that is 2.5 times the size of the usual pom poms. Be sure to be pushing your wool down as you are working. But now you are ready to start tying. Right, to tie. So your first one, because you're tying it to the seam, you're going to tie it in the usual way that we tie the pom poms. I'm going to use 3. We're going to tie with 3. So we're going through the top corner, straight through to the back, bringing it through the bottom on the right side of the seam. tie just a normal knot. Pull it tight. Tie it again. Take it through the bottom and pull it through the top. Again on the right side of the seam. So through the left, in through the left, out through the right. Tie. Knot. Cut it off. If you are tying the pom-pom, so these edge pom-poms are tying into the seam, so the seam is mixed, so we can use mixed colours to tie. I've started tying it to show. So your pom-pom, you'll have an X in between every pom-pom. So because I'm tying in stripes on the back of my blanket, I have to look at what stripe each pom-pom row runs along. So you can either look under the nails at the very bottom layer. So it's white, as you can see, or you can just look on the back. So my pom-poms run down the white stripes. So I tie my pom-poms in white, and I'll tie the seam in mixed because the seam is mixed. If you're not doing stripes on your crossweave side, you can tie your pom-poms in whatever colour matches your crossweave. So like the super design that I did, that's red and black. It's all black on the back, and the pom-poms was red, and I tied it in red, so there was red on the back. If you tied it in black, the back would all be black, and the pom-poms would have black in the centre, because the knot would be black. So to tie this, I'm going to show you how now. So I'm using 3 to tie. As I said, you need an X. You see, all the way around your pom-pom. So this is obviously going to be a pom-pom, that's going to be a pom-pom, that will be a pom-pom. So we're going through the top and out the bottom. This way is actually much simpler. Just wrap it around twice. Pull it really tight. Tie it once. Now if you don't feel like it's tight enough, once you've tied it, you can pull it, wiggle it, and it will tighten some more. Tie that again, and then knot it. And cut it off. You tie them right the way through to the back. You're tying all your layers together. So all the wool that comes from that nail, this nail, is being tied together. All the wool from that nail is not inside this pom-pom. You just need to be careful and make sure that every time you tie one, you've got an X in every space around the pom-pom. When you are tying this design, you will have to move the strands that you don't need out of your way. So like that cross section, and a tiny bit of manoeuvring. So the position of the pom-pom, you need to try as hard as you can to keep all these the same distance, because you're not tying one on every single cross section. It doesn't do it itself, so it is easy for it to come out, and you can end up with like pom-poms one size and then a bigger set of pom-poms, kind of stretched pom-poms in the middle, and then back to normal size. So you just need to be careful. You need them to still line up with nails, but so like, you see that nail and that nail, so kind of like this. That's where you want it to be. These in-betweens, you just need 2 strands, and you're just literally tying that together. 2 strands, 1 knot, nice and tight. Knot it. Cut it short. Your pom-poms will cover this. So you want to tie every single one of those, how I've just tied that. When the whole thing is tied, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. When you're tying your inside ones that run along the seam, so I'm going to tie them in white. So you need the string quite long. Just tie it how I just tied this one. Just 1 knot, nice and tight. But then take the strings around the nail and cut it where under this nail. The reason for that is this is going to join your tassels so that the edges are nice and neat and you haven't got knots along the edges. So it's not all tied yet, but this is the pattern you're looking for. So every square should have an X inside. Because of the weight of this design and the amount of wool on your pom-poms, if your frame starts to creak, make weird noises, or even bend as you're tying, you're going to have to tie in sections and then cut it in sections to release the pressure. So all your layers are going the same way, obviously, but you're just separating the pom-pom layer from the layer underneath, and you're literally cutting it in the middle. So it's the same as the original design, but it's just positioned differently. So it looks a bit different, but you're actually cutting the square around the pom-pom. Just make sure you are separating it, the pom-pom layer, from the layer underneath. See? 1 pom-pom. So these are tying the edge in that will join the tassel. Just make sure you don't snip those by accident when you're snipping these. So I'll do this one, separate it from the layer underneath. All the way around, and you just snip in between. So we don't cut all the way through like we do on the original design, because all of your wool is going the same direction. So we don't want to snip straight through. We need to be separating it. Like that. So mine's only tied to there, so I wouldn't cut past this one. So I would only release the pressure in this square here. And then tie some more, carry on cutting, carry on tying, cut some more, and then work your way down, obviously. When it's all tied, it's ready to be cut off the frame. So I have to cut the white first, make sure that they're all the same length. Then you cut the next one, which is purple. Go all the way around till it's all cut off. Sides are cut, corners are still attached, so cut your bottom corners first. And pick it up to cut your top corners so that it doesn't get pulled out of shape. You're cutting in between every nail on the corners to remove it from the frame. This is your finished blanket. So this is your stripy side. It looks very cool. And the Pom Pom side. So Super Design has pom poms 3 times the usual size.